Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashanah Washai Bahashem Rakakwatash. Double honors to the apostles and elders. This is your brother Malcolm. I'm coming at you to part two of exactly what is wokeism. And I'm gonna and I was reading in Ecclesiasticus 10th chapter, and ran out, and the video cut off. So I'm just gonna pick up from there, and I was about to talk about um, Lake Lanier and the activities that took place in Lake Lanier. What happened in Lake Lanier it's one of those drowned towns, and there were, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 23 total drowned towns and hundreds of destroyed, burnt towns of across the nation where they burnt down so-called black prosperous neighborhoods where people actually had their own stores, own banks, own schools, and they were living peacefully in harmony within themselves. Families were together. There was no such thing as a baby mama, a baby daddy. There was no gang violence. All that came after the influence of the policies that were implemented by Esau Edom through through his democracy. He destroys many. All right. When he came in and brought what do you call it? When he brought the integration and all that, then he was able to control the narrative and just really destroy Jake, all while pretending to be helping Jake. Matter of fact, let me grab a scripture and then I'm gonna go back to these videos. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 10 and 8. And it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So when these towns were burned and drowned, all the wealth that was accumulated from them never went back to the people who have built these towns up. These people were dislocated, and then of course they put up luxury homes and boating houses around these little lakes, that they created all over America, where they drowned out these so-called black towns. In Lake Lanier, there's all kind of trying to control the narrative. Esau's got all kind of stuff, even on TikTok. They just keep talking about a cemetery as if there's not a whole town. And now supposedly there's even a movie coming out, and they're trying to control the narrative about what happened. So in fact, let's just play it.
Called Lanier. It's based on the
yeah. Here we go.
Have you guys heard of the new movie coming out called Lanier? It's based on the true events that happened at Lake Lanier in Georgia. But have any of you ever heard what actually happened at the real Lake Lanier? First of all, there's been tons of mysterious disappearances involving this lake. There have been numerous reports of people vanishing while swimming, boating, or even just walking around the lake shores. Some people have gone missing under seemingly normal circumstances, but left no evidence behind or any trace of them whatsoever. There are also many stories of supernatural occurrences. Many believe that this lake is haunted with ghostly apparitions, phantom ships, and even eerie sounds across the water. Some accounts even describe occurrences with spirits or entities underneath the water's surface. There have also been reports of strange lights or orbs moving across the water's surface at night. And a lot of people who have visited this lake say that they feel like they're being watched. There are also apparently sunken ghost towns under the water. So Lake Lanier is actually man-made. And when it was created, several towns and communities were submerged under the water. And the remnants of these towns and communities can actually still be found under its waters. A lot of people have reported feeling an extreme sense of unease while exploring these underwater ruins. Lake Lanier also has a long history of accidents and tragedies. Numerous drownings, boat collisions, and fatal injuries have happened at this lake. This movie sounds like it's going to be a creepy one.
And so they're going to make money and capitalize off the destruction of the destruction of the black towns that were destroyed, off the destruction of the Israelites who were murdered, pushed off their land, and just covered up with water. All right, including all their graveyards. She didn't mention that once, that it was racially motivated. All right, because of just jealous, angry white people who did not want to see former slaves and the children of former slaves prospering in America, just out of pure hatred. She completely left it out, and many of these stories did. Right? Matter of fact, let me play because they even got Jake in here talking about it, but nobody was really talking about what really happened. Except this dude right here. What is it called? Arcades Can See. Let's let this little dude sing his rap. Let's let him do his little rap song. He goes off a little bit, but he goes better. He goes into the history better than all the others that are on this channel, on this particular page. So let's let it play.
Lake Lanier, that shit not a lake. Under it, it was a black community. Most of these lakes made the cover up ever. Y'all swimming in graveyards, gotta be losing. Seneca Village, a black town up in New York, where black people own all their properties. They tore it down and put up Central Park. They was hating on us the whole time. What the fuck? Kyle legal. Black town in Alabama destroyed. Now it's Lake Martin, Susanna, another town under that lake. Those is black Wall Streets. We can never be great. Vanport, Oregon, another black town got flooded. Now that shit Delta Park. Where's our reparations? What the hell? These crimes need a punishment worse than jail. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, a community that was black ran. And guess what them niggas put over it? I goddamn damn. I know it's a black town under the Hoover. I know it's a black town under Lake Mead. I know it's a black town under all these goddamn lakes, and the dead niggas stoking our breed. Got my ancestors under the sea. Got my ancestors buried on trees. Where the fuck is my goddamn money? Y'all paying these taxes, but what about me, bitch? Come apart too, cause I cannot let up. Is it just too much fuckery? Get in this world back, that is Lake Lanier.
You know what? I'm actually gonna put this one on the screen. And at the end, they show an image of Yahushai. I never even caught that, in the little cartoon. So, hey, Jake is watching, man. So we're going to run that one back again because it's going to be even more powerful when you can actually see the imagery. His little rap here. But here we go. Let me, come on now.
Lake Lanier, that shit not a lake. Under it, it was a black community. Most of these lakes made the cover up ever. Y'all swimming in graveyards, gotta be losing. Seneca Village, a black town up in New York, where black people own all their properties. They tore it down and put hating on us the whole time. What the fuck? Kyle legal. Black town in Alabama destroyed. Now it's Lake Martin, Susanna, another town under that lake. Those is black Wall Streets. We can never be great. Vanport, Oregon, another black town got flooded. Now that shit Delta Park. Where's our reparations? What the hell? These crimes need a punishment worse than jail. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, a community that was black ran. And guess what them niggas put over it? I goddamn damn. I know it's a black town under the Hoover. I know it's a black town under Lake Mead. I know it's a black town under all these goddamn lakes, and the dead niggas stoking our breed. Got my ancestors under the sea. Got my ancestors buried on trees. Where the fuck is my goddamn money? Y'all paying these taxes, but what about me, bitch? Come apart too, cause I cannot let up. Is it just too much fuckery? Get in this world back, that is Lake Lanier.
Yeah, you see that? They show Yahushai at the end, or artist's rendition, an actual, truer depiction of him. But nevertheless, as you see, just in that short, what was it, like a minute and or so. And just that much information came out. So this was something that was done across the country. All right, let's go to the scriptures and get ready to wrap this up. Gonna go to back to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, to the curses. Go to like verse 30 here, and it reads, "Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof." All these things happen to Jacob here in America under the boot of Esau, Edom, the wicked. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. All right, when they would sleep with your wives, there was nothing you can do about it. They showed you that in that movie with Oprah Winfrey and Mariah Carey in the opening scene when the sharecroppers, when he went in there and took her in the house and had his way with her, and then the father, ran over and then got shot. And the so-called white man didn't go to jail. He didn't get in any trouble. That was just another dead nigga. All right. Let me see now, verse 33. "The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away." If that's not a description of what happened here in America during slavery, and even more so when they destroyed all these towns, all these drowned towns. You know, what was that place? The Devil's Punch Bowl, where all those Jakes were after the Civil War, were forced down in Georgia. A lot of stuff happened in Georgia, man. All right, a lot of stuff happened in Georgia. So the Edomites there, well, Edom everywhere got a lot to pay, but them Edomites in Georgia, man, woof. But verse 32, thy sons and daughters shall be given unto another people. Thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. There shall be no might in thy hand. The way that they took the natives, the Gadites and the Reubenites, away from their parents, and cut their hair off and cut them off from their heritage. They couldn't wear their garments, their dress, or speak their language, which was a broken Hebrew. All right? The way they would take, both northern and southern kingdom were moved in the slave trade. All right, it wasn't just the so-called Negroes. The natives were being sold and shipped and traded too, and their children, families will be split up and sit in different directions. Let's go back to Sirach and we'll wrap it up. Back to chapter 10 again. Ecclesiasticus, 10th chapter. And I read 1 and 2. I'm going to read verse 3. And it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people. But I'm just started 1 again. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes 10 and 1. And it says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So, you got unwise, wicked kings in rulership, and so are their people. All right, as the slave master was, so were the slave catchers, so were the surrounding Edomites who didn't own slaves. All right, these drowned towns and these destroyed towns, like what happened in New York. That park is there, Seneca Village. That's Central Park now. But the people that lived in Seneca Village, they didn't get anything for the homes they owned. All their properties and their bank account, everything was confiscated from them, and then it was all recycled back to the city. All right. And in the rural areas, these smaller towns and cities, it was recycled to the citizens. Tulsa, Oklahoma, all that land and property. When you see the images of it, and you see all the angry mob of white people that were all in the houses of the Jakes, taking their pianos and their clothes and their possessions. They got the deeds to those lands. So what that's telling you is that all of the law enforcement system and the judicial system locally was all involved in it. They were all involved in it, because when these people tried to come back and claim their property and their deeds, other people owned the land. Other people living in their houses. They were never able to retrieve their money from their bank accounts. All right. So there's going to be a horrific payment coming from you so-called white people, you Edomites, and you heathens that helped them. And there's really nothing that you can do about it, because everything that you did has to come back on you double. It has to come back on you double. Let's read Isaiah 14. All right. Because the end result of what you've done is that you're going into slavery. The Lord is coming to take you down. Yahushua, who you ignorantly and wrongfully, wickedly and purposely called Jesus Christ, knowing that's not his name, that's a title. All right. And he was a Hebrew man with a Hebrew name when he walked in the flesh. All right. He didn't go by the name Jesus Christ. He never did. All right. This is Isaiah 14 and 1. And it reads, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. Those strangers right there are the Israelite foreigners, the scattered. All right. That's that Revelation 7th, the 9th chapter. All right, that innumerable multitude which John couldn't recognize. Why? Because they were coming. they were being gathered up from the places where they had been scattered to. All right, thus saith the Bible. Verse 14, and the people shall take them and bring them into their place. And who's the them? All right. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land for servants and for handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were. All right. And they shall rule over their oppressors. So you people who held us captive and had and oppressed us and are still oppressing us to this day, your future is slavery. That's why they're so worried about the UFOs and the UAPs, because those are the chariots of Israel. And those gigantic 8-foot beings on them, those are the angels. Those are the brothers to the Israelites, the fellow servants of the Israelites. Like it or not, believe it or not. All right. So everything that you did is going to come back on to you double. And we know that that is the biggest fear. The biggest fear of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is reciprocity coming back on him. That's why so many of his women are turning on him. Job 20:27 and 15. And his widow shall not weep. All right. Because a lot of this history of wickedness that they did, a lot of this history was given up by their women. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Makakwadash, Wa Abba, Babal, Kwam, Yasharala, Shalom.